Hey guys, it's Mindy and today I am back with my March TBR. So let's just get right onto it. The first two books are books that I have already started in February and I'm going to bring into March. And those are The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Like I said, I'm about 300 pages into this, so I am hopefully going to finish it this month. And The Bat by Joe Nesbo. I started this in January, I think. And I took it back to the library and I requested it again. It is a library book. I'm about 40 or something pages in and I wanted to finish it, so I requested it from the library, and yes. The next two books are actually books that I checked out from the library as well, and they are going to be for the BookTube Reading Buddies group on Goodreads. Lies of Lockemora by Scott Lynch. I've actually already started this. I'm about 200 pages in and I'm really enjoying it so far. It kind of reminds me a little bit of David Eddings' The Belgariad series, if you know the character Silk. Lockemora kind of reminds me of him. And maybe a little mixture of Aladdin in there or something, because you know he's a street rat and everything. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this and I can't wait to finish it. And the other book that I'm going to be reading for the BookTube Reading Buddies group, Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. This is going to be my first Brandon Sanderson book. I'm excited because I've heard so many good things about this author. It is a pretty big book though. Let's see how many pages it is. It is 541 pages long and the writing is pretty tiny, to be honest. Look at how tiny that writing is. This is a monster. I'm going to have to get started on it as soon as possible. And the last book that I still need to read from the library is 20th Century Ghosts by Joe Hill. This is going to be the last thing by Joe Hill that I need to read in order to complete his whole completed works. I've heard mixed reviews on this. Some people say that they like one or two of the stories, and I think there's like 10 to 15 stories in this. I marked out each individual story there. There's a good bit of stories in this book, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. I'll probably read this week or next week. Okay, and the last three books I have to show you are actually my books off of my TBR, which isn't growing because I haven't really bought any books since January, which is a blessing. But it really isn't getting smaller either because I keep on checking books out from the library and not reading books that I own. So I think I'm going to steal an idea that Hoffy over at the Bookworm Tales is doing, and it's called the Book Quell, where you choose certain number of books to read within that month, and if you don't read them you have to get rid of them. So these are the three books that I chose for that. The first one is Kitchen Confidential by Anthony Bourdain. Estelle over at Automenta really likes this book, and I love cooking shows and I love Anthony Bourdain. I've watched him on The Taste, is that the name of the TV show? And I want to enjoy this as well. So hopefully that will be good. It looks good. And then I also chose a classic which I cannot believe I have not read yet, and that is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I want to read this because I really want to watch the movie, and I don't want to watch the movie without reading the book first. So I am going to be reading this month, and if I don't, I'm going to watch the movie and get rid of the book. So bad, Mindy, if you don't read this. And the last book that I will try to read out of my personal collection this month is The Castle of Wizardry by David Eddings. I'm kind of nostalgic already of it since I've been reading The Lies of Lockemora. I really want to finish the series, so this is the fourth book in the series, the last one being The Enchantress's Game, I think that's what it's called. So I only have two books, and you know, they're not super long. They're only like 400 pages long and they have tiny writing. But I read the second and the third one in like a day apiece, so, but then again I was doing nothing but reading it. But anyway, this is going to be something I read this month. Also, a quick note, I may or may not be reading Frostbite by Rochelle Mead. One of my friends on Twitter wanted to read something together this month, and this was one of the choices. He just has to finish reading a couple things first. so we may read this together. So that wraps up this video. Those are the books that I am planning on reading in the month of March. I should be able to do that now that I'm finally out of my book slump. I think I can accomplish it. Anyway, if you do want to check out the BookTube Reading Buddies group, I'll put the link down in the description along with my links to Goodreads and Twitter or whatever. If you want to follow me there, feel free. And that's about it. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.